All right. So we're in practice, I think. Let's just give this a quick look. Are you trying to practice blink distance? Nice. Oh, good one card. Okay, right there. You start shooting here before your target's on this, on your before your crosser's actually on your target. Try not to do that. Try to like think of it like your fire button is like, think of yourself as an aimbot. It like really helps to practice, like, you know, so there's aimbots that activate when your cursor connects like over a target. You want to just practice like only shooting when you're actually over the target. Preserves ammo and increases your overall DPS. So like you're shooting here when you're not even close to target. So yeah, so you wanna, so a large part of tracer aiming is like flick aiming, right? People say it's like all tracking, but it's not. It's a lot of flick. And you want to initiate your track with a flick to the target, so you minimize the amount of time you spend like searching for aim. Yeah, so you like practice your flick aim, and I would practice McCree aim actually, and that'll help you with flicking too. But you practice flick like consciously while you aim practice here. So you want to flick to the target and then start tracking, because you wasted almost all your clip just getting to the target. And tracer's a really small clip, so it's really important that you start shooting only when you're like actually doing damage. No, that was good. Reload. Yeah. Yeah, right there again too. You're kind of shooting. You're shooting according to your blink rhythm. You shouldn't let your blink rhythm dictate your shooting. You should let your shooting dictate your blink rhythm, right? So like, don't fall into that kind of trap, or else you just like waste ammo and you like leave yourself open to being killed.
Much better. Time's up.
Yeah, boy.
Sorry, Cap.
So you're definitely getting a lot better though. That's good. That's perfect actually. Yeah. Main thing, okay, so what have I said so far? Shooting before your crosser's on the target. Oh god, I'm so tired right now. Shooting before your crosser's on the target. And then I said something else, alright, whatever. And then last thing is doing 180s. Your mouse movement is still too slow. Like, see, yeah, I was talking about flicking. I guess it's the same thing, kind of. But you wanna practice like flicking your mouse, like flicking to the target, but also flicking 180s, like just like this wide kind of aggressive sweep of the mouse. So like, I would put to practice this, I would put your blink cooldown on 0, so you have infinite blinks, and then basically just go into a custom game or whatever, and then blink like through someone, do a quick 180, blink through someone, do a quick 180, blink through someone, do a quick 180, repeat, and it basically just it helps you like find your bearings after blink a little faster, and it helps you like know where the opponent is going to be after you blink, right? So you maintain that like spatial sense of like position, and you're able to like move, you're able to know like how much to move your mouse so that your crosshair is going to be on the target after you blink. I mean, that's like really hard to do, and I'm like still pretty bad at it, but you definitely need to practice. Like a lot of your DPS is like the efficiency of your DPS. Okay, so like Tracer, so all heroes, but Tracer has a max effective. Her max effective DPS is dictated by, like, theoretically, you're hitting all of your pellets with 100% accuracy, and you're shooting consistently without like reloading, shooting, and there's no like stop time, right? And the closer you get to that max DPS, like the more effective you are as a DPS character, and like the longer it takes, like it's just like small things like this, but they add up. The longer it takes for you to like focus on a target, flick to them, to like do a 180 to the target, to focus on them, to start shooting, like the longer it takes for you to do that, the lower your actual like effective DPS is. So you want to practice that, those 3 things. I think I've like most of this is like, there's not too much I can say about it, just because it's just aim practice, and like, I mean, you're doing it fine. There's nothing you're doing wrong here. It's just that like even if you just kept doing this for like 10 hours straight, you get a lot better. But just giving you some things to focus on. And I think you had another one that's an actual game that I can look at.
If we're attacking
your defenses. Select your hero.
Let's see.
Let's hit a little bit.
Need a healer.
Hey guys. So,
Defense.
I can switch off if we want to run solos in.
Builder defense. Zen okay comp except for the Zen.
I gotta switch.
Yeah.
I can go Mercy again if you want.
No, let's do. You play who you think you'll play best. We can roll Zen with a solo tank.
Yeah. We just.
I mean, again, I've said this before a million times, and so yeah, you can do this at this rank. People playing what they're better at is always gonna trump people trying to like fit your like comp to like some sort of supposed ideal, like what the pros play. But just so you know, like technically, like Zen can't solo heal this. It's like not really possible. Yeah, Zen, she's going to be taking a lot of damage. Junkrat's going to be taking a lot of damage. Sim's going to be taking a little damage. And Soldier... Yeah. See, if he plays behind a Orisa shield, then he'll be fine. But yeah, if Soldier plays behind a Orisa shield, then you guys will actually be okay. But that's not really the best place for Soldier. Anyway, this is gonna be rough. Like, you guys are... If they run something spammy, you guys are going to like get rolled. But
No, let's tank.
theoretically. But again, take it with a grain of salt, because it's like,
yeah.
All the way up until like Diamond, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're following the pro comps or not.
We just gotta be sure we get our health pack.
Alright, if it doesn't work out, I'll switch Mercy then.
I love how positive you
Gotcha.
are.
Okay.
That's great. Dude, I love your-
If
Yo.
Oh,
He's
man.
hitting.
See that?
So, part of the reason why I'm predicting this. Part of the reason why you're gonna have trouble here is because almost anyone is Tracer, this is a very difficult map for Tracer to play defense on, and I'll explain why. It's because for Tracer to play, the most effective way for Tracer to play on defense is for her to be behind the enemy team and engage when they're trying to push the choke together, right? So when the enemy team is trying to make a coordinated engage through the choke, that's when Tracer engages and like gets a pick, hopefully, or like at least splits their focus so that your team can capitalize on that split focus and kill them while they're trying to push the choke, right? So you're disrupting their organized attempt at push by like being behind them and being disruptive and staying alive. The problem with Tracer on this map is that you have so little space to do that. Like, see map where that works. Like Volskaya, especially second point, for instance. Volskaya's second point Tracer defense is like viable because there's so much space in between their spawn and the choke that Tracer can like live in, right? She can stay there, she can run away and hide, and it requires a significant like expansion of resources for someone to chase her down, right? So it's going to be really hard to kill Tracer if she plays defense Volskaya, right? But here, wherever there's nowhere for you to be that's not like close to people respawning or close to people at the choke. Like you're always going to be in danger, and so it's just more likely that you're going to die, and then they'll have a pick advantage and push the choke. Soldier is almost always a better pick on defense. That's my personal recommendation. I don't know. We'll see how this goes though. So ideally, your job though, I mean, your job is to get a pick, pretty much. Your job is to get a pick before the push happens, delaying the push. And if you can't do that, then your job is to engage when the enemy team pushes the choke, so that they can't like make an organized push, right? So you're distracting them.
He's hitting on you. Watch out.
And also doing damage to make it easier for your team to kill, them, and like same vice versa.
Just report him for assault or unwanted.
That's why I play
purple hunt tag.
That's why I play a big fat Indian robot.
With audio contact. If someone flies back and taps,
So this is good. This is like
I'll go and
this is one of
Alright, I'm
the
pushed
better
up,
places you
I'm
can
pushed
be, I
all the way
guess.
up on the right.
5, 4.
See, the problem here though is, so if they catch on to you, like, right, if someone like comes and sees you, and then like they're like Mercy sees you and she's like, hey McCree, let's get this Tracer, where are you gonna go, right? Like you could stay back here, but there's no health pack here. In order to get health pack, you have to get into left room, the mega, and there's probably going to be somebody there. Excuse me. There's probably going to be someone there, right by the choke. In order to make it, that's at least 3 blinks in order to make it to the mini that's by the choke, to the left of choke. That's a little more safer, but you're gonna have no resources by the time you get there. Yeah, actually, you probably won't even have 3 blinks to get there. I don't know. There's nowhere for you to really go here. If they see you, so you're pretty much just counting on like them not seeing you at all, which is like
Attackers
If I'm
a fair
discovered,
bet.
I'm
They're probably not going to see
look
you.
out
Defend
around
objective
our
A.
left.
Okay,
Yeah, here
this
comes
is
the Reaper with an orb.
yeah. Okay, you made that out. They came out really slowly.
All right, I'm
That was
back.
good.
They had the
I got a
Reaper
Ryan.
immediately.
That was a good idea though. That's the general idea. I wouldn't do it on this map. But like if you're playing on like Hanamura, or if you're playing on Hollywood or something, for example, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to push up, and then hopefully like a healer comes out late, and they're like behind their team. Like the team is gonna push up the choke. Ana's gonna be like 20 meters back, and you just like one clip her while she's scoped in. That's the ideal, and then you just like stay back, and that way their Ana can't heal properly because she always has to be looking for you, and you don't even have to do anything. You've done your job.
Zen.
Oh, they lost their diva already. That's nice.
How though? Oh, we got Zen. Oh no, it's good pick.
Ryan's low.
They're behind.
Ryan's real low. Nice finish. Reaper's coming around left side by the mini health.
So they're far and Mercy flank.
There's the Pharah.
Didn't even hear there was a Pharaoh.
You wanna kill the Mercy?
She just killed me.
That was good. You like saw the Mercy Veeb, you immediately switched focus. You're not gonna 1v2 that, but you can kill the Mercy.
I'm like
Got a
behind.
bot.
That Reaper had a shotgun, not a rifle.
This is good too. You realize he's the important threat here, right? He just like wrecked your team, and he's you can do more to him than you can to Farah, and this is a 2v1. You want to help clean this up as soon as possible and not let your soldier die. And he's on point, so you have to contest. So this is good. This is the good choice. Perfect kill.
I got a Diva in, and a Pharah, and a Mercy.
Yeah, I got that.
This is great. Okay. Be really careful there. Because if Mercy's boosting her, she can just one-shot you. And you were close enough to her that she didn't actually have to aim at you. She just like press left click and she could have one-shot you. Thankfully, Mercy wasn't boosting her. But I would unload a clip and then immediately blink away from her. Because if you're that close to Farah, it's just so easy for her to like just accidentally kill you. Like don't make it easy for her.
Ah, I'm down.
Yeah, you had a recall up. That was like once you took that hit, I would have recalled or at least blinked to safety. But you kind of just walked forward. Like let's look at that again.
Pharah, and a Mercy.
Yeah, I got
good.
that.
Yeah, you took a hit and then you kind of just like walked here and looked around for the Farah while there was a McCree. I think it's a McCree. A Zen, a Mercy, and a Ryan on point, like right in front of you. I would have recalled. That was very dangerous, and you were trying to 1v4.
Ah, I'm down.
B, I would say, so I know I criticize, I probably criticized you before for like wasting your recall, but it's better to use your recall, like to waste your recall and not die, than it is to die with recall up. Like try to never ever die with recall up. It's really bad. Like at the very least, like press it like after you die, maybe in like it's ping or something. But like you would never want to die without having pressed recall. Like it should be like this automatic habit. And you kind of want to like after like playing Tracer for a while, you'll develop this like sense of like, oh, I'm gonna die in a second, and then you just press E and then you'll get out alive. Like that's like the best Tracers have that like game sense is honed super well, so they never die because they never engage when they don't have E up, and they always E before they're about to die, right? So yeah, you just want to kind of develop that, but try to always use E. Like make it a reflex. Like even if like it's better to have the reflex and then like cut down on wasting it than it is to not have the reflex and then try to build it up. So I would just say like try to use that a lot. I mean, I know you do use E properly a lot. It's just I'm sure that like you just were caught off guard here, but yeah. Oh, how's insane! He like double hit with a fire strike.
That pharmacy combo is nasty.
So you have one person on point and one person here. You guys are not going to take this. You could probably contest for a little bit though. What I would have done, the ideal thing is once it looks like you're gonna lose that fight, like once most of your team went down, like your Zen went down early or something, I would have had this again. This is ideal. It's not gonna happen that often in your games unless you're playing with like a 6-man or something. But you want everyone to fall back off the point, wait for your Zen to come back, and then you'll have enough time. It'll be like around here when Zen's back. And then you can push in together as a 6-man, and then try for an actual fight on point that you have a chance of winning. Right now, if everyone just trickles into on point, like they're obviously just gonna take it, and you're feeding them all a charge.
That is pretty nasty.
So everyone's just like slowly moving on to point to contest.
Got a Reaper kit
Yeah,
for
and
me?
everyone's just gonna die.
Alright, are we regrouping? Where's everyone?
Because you're doing a consecutive like 3-4 consecutive 1v6 fights, which you're all gonna lose. Whereas if you waited up with a 6, you had a chance of winning the 6v6. That's good. You know Farah has ult, right? So you want to watch out for the barrage. What do they have? I don't think they use Shatter. Ooh, they probably have everything. I don't think they used anything to take that. That's really bad. You don't have anything. Did I miss something? There's no way they have every ult. They might have used Valkyrie, I don't know. But you definitely know they have this. I definitely didn't see this. They might have happened when you died, but also yeah, you should call out ults that are used. Like everyone should call out if an ult is used, so you know.
Regroup back here.
Yeah.
You wanna watch out for barrage though. Like, what do you have to counter barrage?
Regroup back here.
Yeah.
Alright.
You have Diva. That's pretty much it. You have Diva and Trance. But I mean you don't have Trance, but Trance would counter barrage. Yeah, you just wanna like you need to commit that call, by the way, because you saw Pharah had ult on kill cam, so you need to call out that she has ult and make sure D.Va knows to watch Pharah. She just died though, so it's fine.
Soldier, I'm over here with you.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to pick their Zen.
Almost
Okay,
one.
so you want to get out now because you don't have you don't want to engage. So getting that extra like clip onto Zen was really good, but just because you did damage to him doesn't mean you can kill him now because there's 3 people here and there's one of you and your soldier, who's not really gonna be able to do much because Zen's inside here. But yeah, if you blinked back towards them instead of back out, which is what you should have done, and my guess is you're about to die because you don't have recall up.
Ryan's charging me.
Very close.
Don't know why.
Well played.
Fair behind it, right above.
That's good. Oh! Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, perfect. You guys won this fight. Just off this, they don't have trance. And you did Team like D.Va. You guys should tell your team to push right now. There's a couple of people in the back right now. They should be pushing up over this advantage, and you should be capitalizing and winning the rest of the fight and gaining that ult charge from the 4 people that
By
are
Ryan.
recall. You had recall up, man.
Where's he go?
Alright, Reaper's in
That's really
the
important.
castle. Reaper came up in the castle.
Mercy down.
You also had blinks. You could have blinked away. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think you're probably just thinking about something else.
Literally stood there while I meleeed him to death.
Where's that Zen? I can hear him.
Reapers on.
I just wanted to
This is good. You're trying to kill
solo
the
ultimate
Zen.
that Reapers. I fucking hate Reapers.
Zen's right here. You want to pressure him? Force out trance maybe.
Oh,
You could have stayed in here. You're full HP. You're full HP. You're completely full.
Fair is really low, but she got north now, and I'm not.
This is perfect. You didn't need to go back. You still didn't take any damage. Try to keep track of that. You're wasting a lot. You could have killed the Mercy as well if you had stayed in there. Oh, but it looks like you do. It looks like you do. Please. Alright, get out now. Yeah. You have to respect Reaper. He can one-shot you if you're too close to him. So she just valved.
Alright, I'm gonna.
This is good.
I'm down.
This is good. You're dragging the Rhine.
Got Mercy.
So you don't want to shoot right now because you're low. You have recall up, so actually it's fine. But I would still be careful.
Ah, Zenji.
You're not gonna do anything.
Alright, I'll take that as a win.
Know who you can one-shot with Pulse and who you can't, right? So you can one-shot Ryan if he's discorded in Pulse, I think. Like through like trance even, but you can't one-shot like D.Va, you can't one-shot Ryan without Discord, you can't one-shot Hog, especially if he has Take a Breather up. You can one-shot any squishy, and then if Zarya, you can one-shot Zarya, I think. Maybe. I think you can one-shot Zarya. But not if she has bubble up, so you have to watch out for that. But yeah, that was a completely wasted Pulse Bomb. You didn't do anything there. Like you just lost that ability for... So again, look at this fight. Is this fight winnable? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, what are you achieving? I don't know. Like, there's not. I think a better thing to do would have been like to go back to spawn, and then like maybe take this 1v1 versus D.Va, which you can win, or 1v1 versus the Zen who just died. You can win that because right now your team's not grouped up to defend, right? So just shooting them right now isn't actually accomplishing them because you're not contesting payload. They're just pushing for free, and they're just gonna heal up the damage that you're doing because it's just spam damage, and it's gonna charge the Mercy ult because she has it up now. She's done with Valkyrie. You could have killed him. He probably recalled. He probably wraithed back because he was low. So if you blinked back and shot at him, you could probably could have killed him. Okay, yeah. So you're low. You want to recall. Yeah. Yeah. There's no way. There's no really way to like. I wish I could like tell you something to help you, but you kind of just have to play to like learn that game sense. Make sure your volume on your headphones up, and then make sure that in sound settings, Dolby Atmos headphones or whatever the setting is turned on. I mean, if you don't like it, you can turn it off, but I think it really helps with like spatial awareness. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but like pay attention to the sounds, right? Because if you can hear, like I didn't have to look at your health bar, I knew you were gonna die, because you're 87 here, right? You know you're low.
Ah, Zenji.
Oh wait, no, this is.
Alright.
You're still 87. So Reaper comes in here. He's half health. You could have killed him. But it's okay that you didn't take that fight because you're low as well. This is like really not where you want to be. 150. Let's try this one.
Then wasted his ult early.
So comes in here. Reaper sees you. You blink out. So you just took a hit. Like it shows up as the red blink here, and you can hear the Reaper shotgun and like the effect. Also, Tracer says "ow" when she's low. Like you can hear the voice line. Okay, right now you just also heard Reaper hitting you again, and then there's all these red icons. So just like pay attention to that, and kind of like be extra sensitive to like the visual and audio cues that the game gives you for being low, and then kind of develop an instinct for pressing E once you hear this. Like I would have E'd right here actually. Yeah, your focus, you're getting way too greedy. You're trying to do damage, and you're prioritizing doing damage over staying alive. For sure. Like, ideally, you would have died maybe, like, half this. Like, actually, none of these deaths were even necessary. You could have died 0 times. Maybe 1 time during first wipe, but... Try to only have necessary deaths. Like, deaths where you're dying contesting the payload for time or overtime, or deaths where, like, you died to, like, trade with like their Mercy and you know that she has Valk, or you die to trade with their Zen and you know they have Trance. Like that's a win condition, right? If you have Grav and they have Trance, you can die for that. Like you can overcommit and die and kill Zen because the rest of your team is going to wipe with Grav. But like those are like necessary or justifiable deaths, but most of these deaths are like you didn't have to die. You had E up for like half of them.
We really need Pharah.
I can switch to Pharah.
I got Pharah. Or I killed Pharah, sorry.
Oh, get the Pharah. Got it.
Someone get the fucking Rhine. I got him.
Nice job, guys. I have ult.
The fuck?
This is good. Yeah, go. Exactly. Perfect, right? Your line is sighting the Reaper. You're just taking this 1v1 with Mercy, and she's gonna fly out this way, and you can tell your team that you're on the Mercy, and if she flies out this way, your team can shoot at her, right? So this is really good. This is exactly what you should be doing. Like I want to see more of this.
Okay, wait.
Oh my god, you almost one clipped her too. It's perfect. If you meleeed, you would have killed her. I would have meleeed. You would have one clip. That's actually a really good one clip, man.
Oh,
Nice, perfect. Recall and get out. That was a perfect play. Keep doing that.
Shotgun, like, that strong and that far away.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Another thing is, whenever D.Va uses her ultimate, you're usually in the best position to kill her, right? I mean, she's probably gonna die anyway, but so D.Va will ult and then she'll like fall back to like safety behind her team, and then she'll recall, right? Usually behind Brine Shield or something. You can blink in, just one clip her and then blink out. Like it's really easy because she stays perfectly still during her recall animation, and you can just get like a bunch of headshots and like literally kill her in half a clip. Yeah, so I would have waited for her to come back and recall, and you could have killed her easily.
I got me.
So
I was behind the wall too and still killed me.
So I would have gone left actually. Zen could still have killed you while you blinked over here. Yes, he can still land us. He's just missing shots, but he knows you're here. Yeah.
Got her. Reaper's gonna get me. Reaper's in the castle.
This is good. Perfect. I mean, you jumped on him, but you probably would have killed her anyway. This is perfect.
No.
Just want to clean up the fight now. Perfect. That was really good reflexes. I actually probably would have died to that, and I didn't even see that coming. That was a great recall.
Good thing is right.
Darn. Okay, what I wish you would have done is, see that D.Va was, okay, let's go back a second. Kill the Ride, that was really good. You want to go, okay, you also need to check your health before you go back for health, because you waste a lot of time doing that. That's another thing you do. But yeah, you're full health, you don't need to go back. D.Va's give us, okay, so don't, the way to win a D.Va 1v1, you're gonna win this one anyway. She has Discord Orb and she's super low. But the way to win a diva 1v1 is to not get hit by her boop, because it does a certain amount of damage and it's really easy to hit you. Like, it's very hard to actually track you, especially at this rank. Like, she's not gonna be able to track you with her like actual primary fire, but it's very easy for her to boop you. So you want to not get booped. So bait the boop. Like, she's gonna run towards you. Like, she's gonna jetpack towards you and then just blink left or right, and then reposition and start shooting her. And then she's one clip from death right now. You only use half your clip. You could have just held left click down and you would have killed her, and then you could have used Pulse Bomb after to kill Diva as she ejected from mech, and you wouldn't have had to deal with her. And you could have killed this. You could have 1v1 whoever this is by yourself. But now you have to kill Baby Diva and whoever's on point, which is not a fight you're gonna win.
Farrah's back. No, chill.
Much better.
I'm coming, guys.
Fair down.
Good.
Nice.
I wish your team would have called that she was low. So like ideally what happens as far as low, and you can go up top and then just like one clipper like that, right? But that was good anyway. So
Reaper got me.
don't take that fight. That's a 2v1. Good job running away.
Reaper's the only one on point.
Remember, he knows where you are while Discord. So at this rank, he's not even gonna pay attention to Discord a lot, but just remember when you like play against good Zens, is they're gonna like Discord you all the time, and just to know where you are, like not even to get damage or kill you, just to know where you are, so they're ready for you when you come to dive them, right? Or you can't dive them because like it's so easy for you to die if you have Discord. So be conscious. Like something I do a lot is like if a good Zen discords me, I like move like behind a wall towards one direction until Discord runs out, and then double back just so he thinks I'm going one way, and I'll come at him like from another direction.
Zen, you back up.
But right now, like theoretically, if a Zen is watching Discord and he's like taking care for you, he's just gonna know where you're coming from right now, because you obviously went for the mega and you're gonna come out here. Good.
Leave it down.
It's good.
Ryan can shoot.
That was really good. I don't know if you saw that, but you probably didn't like do this even like consciously. It was probably just instinctive.
Leave it
But
down.
okay, so he's charging his volley right now, right? So most Zens will charge like 80%, at least 80%, and then let go, right? So you wanna bait it and blink, right? You wanna bait it and blink through him. Sorry, do not blink through him. Don't ever blink through a Zen who's charging Discord. But you wanna blink like, kind of like close to. You don't wanna blink like backwards, forwards, or like just left or right. You kind of want to blink that out like a 45-degree angle to him. But you know he's charged. He's still charging volley right now. Doing some damage, and then you blink while he volleys.
Right.
Yeah. So that was played perfectly. Yeah. Just try to pay attention to like the actual animations of the character, because they tell you a lot about what's about to happen and what you should do to avoid like dying. That was a perfect play. Again, though, you don't need to go back here. I mean, you don't have E up, so it's fine to hide, but you probably could have done a little bit more. You didn't have to go back for health back.
Farrah, go away.
So something at this rank, Farrahs will hold their hover button, which makes it deplete faster. They can't stay in the air. So like after like, I don't know, like 7 seconds or something, they'll drop down to the ground, get jetpack, and then jump back up, right? Usually they'll drop when they're low, right? Because it's going to be the end of their time in the sky, so they'll drop when they're low, they get healed and go back up. So she's low right now. Something to watch out for is Farah's going to come back after like this many seconds. Just be ready for her. She comes down and literally just kill her while she's on the ground. It's just super easy.
Alright,
Yeah, so she just got jump back.
Go.
You're
Well,
probably...
Reaper, he is up top. On the bridge.
Oh, you're okay. You are going to kill her. Good job. You get the health back. That's good.
Oh, rest of your brave.
Very good. Okay.
Your brave.
That's good.
Leave it down.
Okay. You needed to blink right when you saw that the Zen was looking at you and trying to hit you. You need to blink to Zorni hit him. You had 2 blinks up. You could have blinked and not gotten hit by this one. See, now you kind of have to recall, because there's a Ryan here and a Zen here. If you might die if you fight this. So this is good. Yeah. That was just a bad blink. That's unfortunate. You actually could have gotten out.
Right.
But you did a lot of work. That was actually a really good backline play.
Ryan's low.
Yeah, you're discorded too, so you really want to be careful.
Well, that just happened.
Yeah, that's one case where, like, it's good that you use your recall instead of dying with recall, but you could have saved it a little longer and survived, like in the long run. But it's fine. So you have pulse bomb up. Oh no! Oh, that's unfortunate for her. She had like 2 abilities up that she could have used to get rid of, to not die to that. That was good though. Good job. Try not to sticky. Like, as far as not your ideal sticky target in general, you want to sticky Zen or Mercy. But I mean, a kill's a kill. Good job.
Oh, Reaper coming up the
Reaper
coming around the left.
Good job respecting him. You've been dying to the Reaper a little, so like if you're dying to someone, just respect them. Don't like take the 1v1. All right. Something I want people to do that they never do is just disengage during a trance. Like, they just valked and trance though, so if you like, you can literally like, they're not close to taking the point. You can literally just like fall back, wait like 10 seconds, and then come back in and like win with the advantage.
Got Mercy.
Right behind.
Reaper up top.
Perfect.
And we lost the player.
That's okay. That's okay. Keep going. You might come back.
Recall.
He's dead.
Okay, so right around, actually I didn't count time, but right around then was the cutoff for recalling to get your health back. And
Yeah,
if you recall now, you're
I'm
gonna.
down.
Okay, you didn't even recall. But if you recalled then, that was like the latest you could have recalled. 3 people were looking at you. You would have came back with like 25% health, which is not good. So I would have recalled a little earlier. Remember, if you're taking damage, you have to recall within 3 seconds to get it back.
Down, guys.
I'm gonna contest out the door.
Yeah,
This guy came back and lost all his ult charges. Unfortunate.
Ah, I tried.
Oh wow, that was a really good Pharah rocket hit. Okay, so 2 of you people just died. You're not gonna. I mean, it's worth going here to contest, but know that you're not gonna win this fight, and you want to tell your team not to use any ultimates to contest, because yeah, you want to fall back.
Right, fall back, guys. Fall back.
That was even a bad call. They were too close.
Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Go.
It was a good call. Good call. Fall back.
Fight out there.
Yeah, that's one feed.
This is good. Yeah.
Fall back. Fall back. Please fall back.
This Junker is not listening to you, and he's probably gonna get punished for it.
Yeah, let's not feed him.
Yep. He should have. The only person who can be out here is you. Like, you're the only person with a mobility and survivability that can be this pushed up. And this is exactly what you should be doing. I don't know why you said this is a bad game. You're doing pretty well, honestly.
Oh shit, Sarah's at me for that.
Okay. So one thing, I would have pulse bomb Mercy there. You won the fight anyway, so it might be a good idea to save it. But my natural instinct is to pulse bomb her, because when she's in a doorway like that, and when she's like looking this way, the only way she can go is towards you, right? So let's rewind a little bit.
Alright,
This perfect, super good one click on Zen that literally just won this fight for you. She's right here. She's a little in front of the doorway. Actually, it's not too big of a deal. But this is your blink distance, right? Like, you're looking at her. You could have pressed 2 buttons instantaneously and killed her. What was I gonna say? Yeah, but the general concept is if Mercy is in a tight doorway like this, the only way she can go is like towards whoever she's healing, right? Through Guardian Angel, or like forwards or backwards, right? If she goes forwards or backwards, she's gonna die, and you can block her movement forwards by being in front of her, right? So if she's in a doorway, you can blink right in front of her, press Q, and it's guaranteed stick, because like she can't move through you, right? Because of body collision. Collision. Yeah. Anyway. That's unfortunate. You're going for the Mercy. So you saw, like, after you threw it, you saw that it missed the Mercy and it was gonna stick the Ryan. So right here, you saw that you missed the Mercy, right? You know it's gonna stick Ryan. What I would have done right now is I would have started shooting right now. You have like a second before it explodes. Get a clip into Ryan and it'll kill him. Like, you'll get the kill. You'll force Mercy to either res or fall back. And it's a really bad idea if she tries to res here, because you guys have the man advantage and you can kill her while she's resing really easily. So I would have gotten a clip off onto Ryan here. I assume you were scared of dying to the pulse, which is fair. But see, like, you could have gotten a clip off in that time, right? right now what you want to do is at least right now you can. So Ryan's really scared of dying right now, and he's not going to drop his shield, right? So what I would have done is I would have blinked forward into him. You can tank one Reinhammer right now, right? You have recall up. So I would have blinked into him. I would have looked up at his head and then just unloaded a clip or two. If he drops shield, then you want to blink back or you want to recall out. But otherwise, you can just kill him. You can kill him through Mercy Beam. Like, if you just headshot him, you could probably one-clip him right now, actually. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, though. I mean, it's okay. I don't expect you to do that. This is good, though. Good pressure on Mercy. Respecting the Reaper is good. Now you're way too close. This is not. Good job recalling. Okay, so now you want to get out. You don't have any abilities. This is good. Okay, so what you want to do is not that. So I mean, Reaper's not on you anymore, but for example, let's imagine if Reaper was and he was just waiting here for you to come out. He could have one-shot you if you slowly walk out like this, right? You just slowly walked out here. So if he was still waiting for you, he could have been watching this doorway, like checking left and right, and he could have just one-shot you as he came out. Like, again, Reaper can one-shot Tracer. You have to respect that. So especially if it's like a corner like this, like he has the advantage if he's just watching it. What I would have done is I would have used your blink to check this, or I would have like wide peeked it at least, like peeked it from the left side. You're hugging the right corner right now. I would have hugged the left wall. But I mean, that's, again, it's not a huge deal, but like it's just a small thing. This is good. Blink into Ryan and get a clip off onto Mikko. Perfect. This is what you should have done. That's exactly what you should have done after you pulse bombed him. Oh, it looks like I assume you were spamming your blink button, but you had a recall.
That was not good.
Okay. Right now, you're like doing your job. That's fine.
That was...
They're running triple tank though, and you guys just really should have a Reaper. Like, they're running a Pharah and a Hog, and you guys don't have a shield. Like, either someone's just gonna get directed or someone's gonna get hooked like every other second. It's gonna be like, this comp is not ideal for this versus this comp. Yeah, like, look, like, you generally don't want to run Tracer versus triple tank, right? They don't even have a Zen anymore, right? You force them to switch off Zen, which is really good, but now, because Zen switched, you no longer are effective against this comp. Like, before you could have dived Zen every time and killed him, which, like, you did, like, a decent job of, but now they don't have a Zen, and it's going to be hard to kill Mercy because they're playing Pharah Mercy, and they have a diva who can peel for you, and there's a Roadhog that you have to respect. So I would have, once they switch off Zen, like, I would have switched, once they went triple tank, I would have switched to Reaper or, like, McCree or something. Or get another tank up, but, yeah, this is kind of rough. At least they don't have a Zarya.
It was not good.
Yeah. This is the point at which you're not doing that much as Tracer. Like, the Reaper's just literally running through your entire team right now.
Back to work.
That was a really good dodge of the Reinhammer. And now you're forcing him to look towards you, and the rest of your team can, in theory, spam damage towards him. But it's gonna be rough because your team's under so much pressure right now from their tanks. They have 3 tanks and a Reaper. Like, their front line is really strong right now, and like, it doesn't, like, the amount of, like, attention you're pulling is kind of, like, irrelevant to how much pressure the rest of your team is under right now.
Got Ryan.
You could have DMAC'd the diva. I don't know why you switched targets.
Sarah's trying to get me.
I got hooked.
I think you had trance up. That's a friendly trance, right?
Got Ryan.
I got a Mercy.
That's your trance. I would have blinked into it.
Sarah's trying to get me.
Yeah, you had 2 blinks. You could have blinked into the trance and then helped with your team to distract attention. I mean, this is fine too, though. It's actually going for a health pack. But The diva can boost into you and kill you right now.
I got hooked.
10 seconds remaining.
She's chasing you. You missed. I think there's health back to the left right there. I think you missed it.
Hold, guys, hold.
You're engaging with 10 HP and no recall. You're gonna die. Yep.
Nice job.
Kill them first.
I realized you did that because like the payload was gonna get to the end, but you still should have made sure you were full HP. Like it's like having 10 HP and pushing in is the same thing as just staying back pretty much. Like you're not gonna do anything. That's good. You can false bomb. Hopefully you can make this false bomb work. Something that's really good is if you wait for Valkyrie to drop, Mercy will drop. She'll either drop easily or she'll like fly to whoever she's guarding, to whoever she's healing, and you can just pulse bomb that for easy 2k.
Soldier, back up.
I'm back on my ult.
Okay, so you can kill Roadhog with Discord, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Either way, you can get him really low if he doesn't have take a breather. You killed him, but yeah, that was unfortunate.
Nice job.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. That's a really just unlucky. I mean, nothing's unlucky, but
Reaper's the one carrying right now.
And they're
now.
worth-
that's not true. They're oh, sorry, you said Reaper. Never mind. That is true. The Reaper is carrying.
I got him.
I thought you said Roadhog.
Back to work.
I got everyone but the tanks.
Okay, so right now you used recall way too early. I would have just stayed, like they weren't even looking at you, right? I would have just stayed in front of payload and hid until they saw you. Like use 3 blinks to get on payload and then just hide until they see you and then recharge your blinks and then stay alive for as long as possible, right? Because you have, like it's overtime, you guys have spawn advantage, right? So the longer the fight goes on, the more advantageous it is for you. So you want to like, right now, like there's like one other person. It's unlikely that you're gonna kill everyone by yourself. Without a healer, I would have just stayed on point and they made them like contest more.
No.
Yeah, this is what I would have done before I used recall, right? So this is good. This is really good. Don't even use blink. Don't shoot. Never mind. That was perfect. Actually, it's fine. Good job.
Nice. Oh, what a
Nice
hole.
job.
Complete.
Nice hold.
Let's see Tracer on attack.
Good chance to dive.
We're lurking up.
He's just too edgy for words.
Capture
Yeah.
objective A.
I like that you checked that. That was good.
And it looks like they got a soldier and a Rhine and
See, it's okay that you used recall there because you ensured that you didn't die, right? But you can win this 1v1. Tracer's the best 1v1 character in the game. Reaper is not. Like, not even close. In general, you can win a 1v1 with Reaper, and I feel like you're respecting him a little too much. To be fair, he did kind of get like really close to you without you noticing, just by hiding there. So it's okay that you use recall, but ideally what would have happened is like you see him, you blink backwards, right, instantly, so he doesn't have that close range advantage on you. And you want to find this ideal sweet spot where you do the maximum damage to him while he does the minimum damage to you, based on you guys' relative spreads, right? So like this is like a good distance to engage Reaper by, because you hit almost all your shots on him, but he doesn't do as much damage to you. And if you have recall up, you have effective like 300 HP, so you can beat the fight. You can win the fight. Because your abilities give you the ability to control the distance from which you guys are shooting each other. That's why you have the advantage in the 1v1. Once he forces recall out of you though, and he still has Wraith, you're not gonna win this fight. Like even if you get him low, he can just Wraith away to health back. And you can probably chase him and kill him, but if he plays it right, it's gonna be rough. I mean,
Mercy, no path.
also like don't just blink straight, like because like you just used 2 blinks, right?
It looks like they got a soldier and a Rhine and a Mercy, no path. They might have.
Yeah, you just used 2 blinks. I mean, the first blink was the one that was problematic, but he didn't actually have to adjust his aim to still hit you after the blink. That's like, you want to avoid that. You want to make him adjust his aim for every blink that you make.
Yeah.
in a 1v1.
Still over on the right.
What's up, boys? Yeah, they got.
So I would have grabbed the health pack to the left, and then you could have engaged. But
So-
right now you can't win this fight. You're 77 HP. You're like one shot from dying. And he's playing the corner well, so if you peek that corner, he can one shot you because it forces you to be close range to him in order to get line of sight. So yeah, get this health pack. That's good.
There's the hog. Yep, there's that. Sim.
Guards are in inside there.
Ooh, you got me.
So
Tried to dive out.
oh, you could have killed him. You messed up your blink, but you could have killed him. You even could still kill him. You could turn, blink here, left, one click, go one clip, and then blink backwards.
There's that
He
reaper
died.
you're talking about.
Yep. Good finish.
So the rest of your team's absolutely dead though. So you just want to like try to get a good position. Tracer's kind of hard pick on attack here. Like generally, first point for Eichenwald, Tracer's a really rough pick on both attack and defense because like just getting to a good position like involves a lot of risk. Like running through choke and taking a lot of spam damage. What I would do is I would play here and I would blink to this room. If no one's in this room, I would blink to this room and then I would blink left to the back of point and then kind of stay there until they forget about you for like 5 seconds and then tell your team to group up and push point as you tap point and force some of them to come back to contest point. That's ideal. That's ideal way. That's how I would play Eichenwald offense. You can't get a pick from point though. Sorry, from choke. Like you don't want to play choke at all as Tracer almost ever.
All right,
You're a little bit too scared of dying like when you shouldn't be. Like you just went for the health pack there. I mean, I guess it doesn't really cost you that much to like run over it, but previously I mentioned
I
that.
got a much longer walk.
You don't need it. See, he wasn't looking at you. You could have just walked up here. Like just because now you're shooting him, he's a huge threat to you. You're not gonna 1v2 this. Like there's not really much point. Yeah, I would have just pushed to point. You guys just got 2 picks. I would have pushed to point, or I would have pushed through point and then killed Reaper as he's coming back. He's probably almost back to point by now, or maybe like little like 2/3 here. I could have 1v1 at least forced out Wraith from him, so he doesn't have Wraith when he engages. You probably can't 1v1 Soldier right now, but you can 1v1 Reaper.
What we do?
let's get in there if we can.
Also, if you play this choke and you make Reaper notice you, you're basically asking to get hooked. Because, right, he doesn't have to actually aim at you, right? Like, the whole point of Tracer is being hard to aim. If you're in this, this little hole, he doesn't actually have to aim at you. He just has to wait for you to peek, and then he just presses the button, right?
Yep.
Hog's pushing around right.
Or you can walk inside. That was really unnecessary of him.
Alright, I'm diving him. Get him.
Mine shield down.
Mercy, come here. Mercy's down. Mercy's down.
Okay, it wouldn't have cost you much to turn around and clean the choke so the rest of your team could have pushed without worrying about sim turrets. I would have done that.
Sim's low. Ryan is. I'm hitting with the taser.
Friends out.
It's really good. Your jump rat's scary.
Ooh, we forgot it. Forgot that.
Yeah, Reaper got me too.
Man, that's unlucky. Yeah, you missed your pulse too.
My bad, guys. I got killed.
Pull back.
Fall back.
It's unlucky. It really looks like you guys had that. Okay, so one thing you want to do is like the calm, steady, surefire way to win this choke is to win any choke is just to wait until you have 6 ults, right? So just don't use ults until you have 6 ults. It should take you about 2 or 3 minutes, and then just use all of them at once. Like, I mean, it's not an ideal strategy, but like if it looks like you're gonna lose first point, then at least it's better than nothing.
Reaper's behind. I heard him
Roadhog
teleport.
pushing right.
Good call.
Roadhog pushing around right. He's by the mini health.
Go watch that.
Oh, Reaper behind.
There's Reaper.
You're not in a position to chase Reaper right now. You're super low. Yeah, that's good.
Reaper down.
That was really. You should have died there. That Junkrat tanked some of that for you. You're 16.
Thank you, Moira. Shit.
Yeah, you're playing choke right now. You shouldn't be here. You should be behind them, or like at their spawn, like camping someone who died.
What are our ults looking like?
Yeah. Your defense play positioning wise was actually way better than your offense play right now.
Shield down.
You're like really intimidated by the choke, but you can literally just blink past everybody. Like there's no need for you to be scared. You should only be scared of the choke if you're like if you have to actually walk through it. You can teleport through the choke. Like just triple blink. There's no need for you to be like poking here.
Alright, I've got mine. Diva, you here?
I have ult.
Soldier flanking right.
Let's pull back.
We're gonna do a
Yeah, you're like playing Tracer and choke just negates all the advantages of Tracer. You could be doing this exact same play, like literally play for play, by playing Soldier, and you would be more effective.
I got Mercy. I got Mercy. Alright, Mercy's gone. Soldier's ulting.
Soldier's down.
Turrets.
His turret's got me, dude.
Also, if they, I don't know if I couldn't hear a voice line for telly up, but if they have a telly up, you have to kill it. Like you're the person who has to go kill it right now.
Push.
They're all over that.
Yep. They got a telly.
Yeah, they have a teleporting. You should be looking for it right now. That Reaper's killable. You should have called that out.
Reaper down. Ryan down.
Go kill teleporter. This is good. So you definitely don't want to get hit by that. So you can tank Hog ult for a decent amount of time just because of how small your hitbox is, but yeah, don't die to it. That was good.
Nice.
You can take this.
Mercy.
Got
Tracer
it.
down.
Oh, that Reaper. Only 2 left.
Reaper down. Soldier's
Oh,
still in, guys.
man.
Soldier.
It's just you. I believe in you. Nice.
Ryan's back in now.
Pulse bomb Ryan. Perfect. Blink into him, kill him. Perfect. Yeah, if you had gone for teleporter before that, you would have had the fight by now. They might even retake it just because they have telly up.
Roadhog's back in.
They didn't need to they didn't need to use telly to like revive that first fight because they had Valken, they double res.
Mercy's done.
So they still have telly up. They probably still have like 2 or 3 charges left on telly.
Push on this side.
Yeah, wow. They're already all back. That's really unfortunate. You're about to die.
10 seconds.
Push on low. Reaper's low.
Back in the fight.
Yeah, you guys lost that. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
They've got a tank. Got to find them.
There's a reason why Tracer says that voice line like every 10 seconds. It's because it's your job. You need to kill the teleport. Like that's honestly, that's you and Diva. That's you guys' responsibility. But it's more yours though. Like that's the reason why you lost is because you didn't kill teleporter. And I mean you did a good job like killing people on point. But if you had killed Telly first, you guys would have won that first point. At least won that first point.
I vault.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, you're about to die.
I'm coming.
Still in.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, you're. I mean, I already commented, but yeah, your defense was played pretty well. There were like the things that I like mentioned that you had problems with were like very small, like using recall at certain points or like small adjustments to your engagements. But the way you played offense was, man, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you just 2 major things is, like you had a lot of good kills. Like your aim has gotten a lot better. Like you've one clipped Zen a lot that game, or like you almost one clipped that Mercy that time, and you finished that kill too. But like offense is you just didn't like do your role as a flanker. Yeah, you should have been behind them. You should have been deflecting their attention and relieving pressure for your team so they can push the choke. You need to clear choke because you can get through it with no cost. So you can clear the choke for sim turrets and then let the rest of your team push in without having to worry about sim turrets. I would say like killing sim turrets on choke is equivalent to getting a first pick. Like that's how powerful it is. Like you need to do that. You guys didn't have a Winston, so it was your job. It was also your job to kill the teleporter, and that's like the major reason why you lost. I don't know what else. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. You win some, you lose some, and you learn from your games. But I was really impressed with your defense, though. Your defense Tracer is really hard to play, and I tell people not to play her at lower ranks because Tracer on defense is like kind of dependent on your ability to get picks consistently. But your defensive Tracer was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, work on your offense, work on your flanking. Like, don't be afraid. Like, you play like pretty scared. Like, you're very scared of dying when you're like poking. But once you engage, you like kind of go all in and then like try to get the kill, even if it means you die. I want to see like you change that up and kind of like play aggressively. I mean, don't play a poking stage at all, actually, but position aggressively during poking stage. While everyone else is poking, you should be finding a position behind the enemy team. And when you're going for kills, that's when I want you to be careful and pay attention to like people shooting at you, and don't just focus on your aiming. And of course, like it's just because right now like you're working on your aim mechanics and it's taking up like a large part of your brain right now that like you don't have the mental space to like process like, oh, like Reaper's hitting me, I hear the shot, I see like this red blood on my screen. Like you're too focused on like aiming, and like to be fair, yeah, your aiming definitely has improved. That's like really good to see. And as your like aim improves and it becomes more like instinctive and subconscious, you'll have more space for that. So like, I mean, you don't have to worry too much about it. Just keep going and like keep playing and practicing, and you kind of have more mental space for that. But like that's ideally like the direction where you should go in the future. That's good though.